Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. We made it to mistake number 3 out of 5 mistakes that dancers make when it comes to dancing with confidence. So, mistake number 3 is feeling like they're being judged for the way they dance, for their knowledge, experience, or anything else for that matters. Okay, so that's our mistake number 3 is feeling judged. And yesterday we talked about how comparing ourselves to others negatively impacts our confidence level. This is a variation. Okay, so it's feeling like other people looking at us are comparing us to others. Okay, so it's just that feeling that somebody else is comparing us to other people. That's how they judge us. It's feeling like when we dance, other people are judging and reviewing how we dance, how we move, our technique, our knowledge. And these are hard feelings, right? These are hard feelings. And they also make it hard to let go and feel free in our dancing, right? It's hard. It's hard to dance with that freedom when when you constantly feel like somebody else is watching you and judging every move you make. Now, are other people really judging us? Maybe, maybe. But the harsh feelings of their judgment, the worry about what they think, all of that, that all comes from within ourselves, from our own belief that we're not good enough. We don't dance well enough, our technique is not good enough, and so on, right? So if we believe we're not good enough, we believe that others feel the same. So, this is, again, this all comes down to us, to the way we feel. We can imagine, right? We can imagine and feel and really internalize this perceived judgment because it matches with our own belief system, right? If we believe that we are not good enough, we can feel and imagine how others would feel the same. So, really, what this mistake is all about is us judging ourselves harshly. In fact, we often say things to ourselves that we wouldn't dream of saying to a close friend, and things that we probably would never hear others say to us. Okay, so when we judge ourselves so harshly, the way we dance is not good enough, and believe that others think the same, we cannot dance with confidence. Now, I'll repeat that because this is really, really, really important. When we believe that the way we dance is not good enough and that other people feel the same way about our dancing, we can't dance with confidence. We can't have that confidence in our ability to perform well, to do something well. So, what do we do? So, first of all, we need to examine our negative self talk. Okay, self talk is that internal voice we hear. And a good exercise is to close your eyes. Usually, these things come when you close your eyes and you focus internally, you focus on your internal voice and see what it says to you about your dancing. In fact, ask it. Ask, what do you think about my dancing? Kind of notice what comes up. What do you hear? And then, if it is, in fact, negative and judgmental and saying all sorts of bad things for you, saying bad things to you, ask it. Do you have any evidence for these claims? What are those evidence? Sometimes it's hard to come up with them. Then in your imagination, try to change that voice. For example, try to make it funny in a different, like a cartoon character or something like that. Kind of try to hear it as a funny cartoon character. Or imagine a knob of a volume knob that you turn down. So you turn down the volume until you can't hear this voice anymore. Or if you feel it internally somewhere in your body, try to see where you feel it. Try to move it outside of your body. Okay, so any changes that you can make to this voice will help. And the more you do this exercise, the less effective this voice will be, the less you'll hear it, the less influence it will have on you. Okay, remember that our brain works in accordance with our belief system. Okay, so whether our internal voice is negative or positive, our brain perceives it as the truth. Okay, the brain can't differentiate between what's real and what's based on facts and what's not real. So if we say, my dancing is not good enough, even though in reality we can actually dance pretty well, our brain will decode it as, I'm not good enough. And this becomes our reality. So try to examine that negative self-talk, where it comes from, what it's based on. Okay, sometimes you might hear this in a voice of someone else, someone you might know, someone who was part of your life or has been, that you kind of internalize. So really examine where this voice comes from. And as for other people, you know the saying, dance like no one's watching? Well, they don't. They're probably too busy on their phones anyway. And you know, the truth is that most people don't actually examine the way you dance. And they don't really judge you. Definitely not as you judge yourself. Okay? So that's it. Mistake number 3 that dancers make when it comes to dancing with confidence is feeling like they're being judged because of how they judge themselves. Okay, so lots to think about today. And if you have any questions, as always, please let me know. You can always private message me if you have something that you want to ask and you don't want to do that in public. That's fine. You're always welcome to write me and I will answer as best as I can. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific, for mistake number 4. See you then.